Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, Mysterious Cameraman, and today I am reviewing the Flash Season 2, Episode 2, the fan series, of course. Savitar Rises. Sorry, it took me a second to remember that. I'll admit this episode is pretty good. Before we get into it, if you haven't already seen any trailers from my own fan film, Captain America the Taskmaster Trials, they're on my channel now. Besides that, let's get into it. Alrighty. This episode, before I get into 6 points, was pretty good. I thought there was a lot done well with this episode. I enjoyed a lot of what they did. I think a lot of the plot points were good. Yeah, I think this season actually is a bit too bland. I do like Ralph, but I don't think Ralph is enough. I like Savitar being the villain. However, I feel like it's 20 minutes of the same point repeated. I feel like it was starting to get interesting towards the end. However, I think the long scenes, really you can start feeling every scene being a long dialogue scene at this point after 2 seasons. I think at first it was very unnoticeable. I feel like once you started to hit this point, it's like that dialogue scene is not needed to be that long. And I feel like that's something you definitely start feeling by this episode. Again, I feel like there's a lot of talking, and I do like that they have a lot of talking. However, I feel like the talking is a lot of scenes just rephrasing the same things. And I wouldn't mind that if they weren't 3-minute scenes apiece. I do feel like this season is very limited on the plot points I have to tell. Because they have Savitar, which is the main plot, which is very good. But there's also the Dibny plot that they only focus on when Dibny's in the scene. Like, there's never been a scene where Barry's like, damn, what am I going to do about Ralph Dibny? And I feel like that's something that's just a bit odd in my opinion. Like, if you're going to make 2 villains, at least make both villains villains. You can't just be like, oh, let's have Savitar be the huge villain. And I think that's a very good decision on their part. I'm not disagreeing with that. However, if you're also going to have Ralph be a villain, you can't just brush Ralph off so easily at every single point. Like, I feel like they're like forgetting Ralph is in it half the time. However, when Savitar scenes happen, they're amazing. I loved every scene Savitar was in this episode. I thought he is so powerful, and I like how they're making him this good. And I can't wait to see what they do with the character next, but I think it's so interesting what they're doing with the character. And I think it's really good to this point. But I feel like it kind of just throws you off when the rest of the episode is kind of just talking about Savitar. And I feel like a bit more to Dibny could actually benefit. The cameo of the Flash is actually really good. I thought that was pretty fun. I didn't think it was anything great, but it didn't let me down either. Again, it was a really good cameo, but again, you also saw it coming. Like, because he was in the thumbnail, it kind of felt like this Barry, who was in 3 minutes of this 20-minute episode, was like a lead of the episode. And maybe that's because there isn't so many characters, and I get that, but that just felt like they were making such a big deal out of this other Flash. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I just think it's a bit like an odd creative choice. But in my opinion, even though I said a lot of bad things about this episode, this is still one of the best episodes they made. Honestly, the thing is I like a lot of the things they did with Trickster in Season 1. But this could be the best episode that they've produced. The only reason I'm not saying it's the best is because Trickster, I forgot which episode I liked. It was either 2 or 4. Was very well grounded in all that. So I don't remember if 2 or 4 was my favorite, but one of them was better than this. But this is the second best episode they produced, which is very good. Like, they can't be complaining. Like, this is the second best episode they made. I don't remember if I said Trickster Terror or Trickster Returns I liked more. Whichever one I liked more is better than this. But, because I remember loving that. I think it may have been episode 2. But this is a solid second place that they made out of 7 episodes. That's really good. I just think for episode 3, I hope it's a really Savitar-centric episode. But at the same time, if you're going to have Dibny be a character, make Barry care about Dibny. Like, it only seems like Barry cares that Dibny's there when Dibny is in the scene. Like, Savitar's only in 2 scenes, and there's, like, 10 scenes devoted to him. But, like, Dimney's in 3 scenes, and he has 3 scenes that he's in devoted to him. Like, I feel like even if they had 1 scene of Barry talking about Dimney, it would make it seem like Dimney matters. Because right now, there's no reason for us to care that Dimney's in this show. Like, if there comes a point where he becomes important, maybe. But right now, I have no reason to care about Dimney. And it kind of just throws off the vibe. Like, overall, I love this episode now. I feel like the Dimney part kind of just threw me off. But besides that, I love Savitar. I love both Flashes in this. And I thought they had really creative plot points throughout. Like, I think they did very well. Directing, I thought, was pretty good. I've never seen... Again, it's like what you'd expect. Again, nothing in this was amazing. I wasn't blown away by any of the directing. But that's what it's been from every episode. So, editing I liked. This episode did the best editing they've ever done. I do like how they're having those lightning effects all the time, and I think they actually do it pretty well. The acting in this was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was anything... I don't think it was the best performances any of these characters have done. I think Barry is a bit better in this... Is a bit better in this season, maybe. But besides Barry, I feel like... again, there aren't many other characters to talk about. Story, I thought, was pretty good. I think Dimney... I think they need to... If they want Dimney to matter, they need to make Dimney matter. So who knows what they're going to do with him from here. Besides that, I loved everyone else. Again, I love Savitar, so like I'm a bit biased. Choreography in this was pretty good. I feel like they sometimes linger on shots a bit too much. Or have scenes linger a bit too much. But yeah, that's not even choreography. And music is stolen like normal. So besides that, I thought this episode was like second place out of the 7 episodes they made. Again, there was a lot I liked. I just think that if they want us to care about Ralph Dimney, then make him matter. If they don't, then just don't have him in. Because again, if you wanted to be Savitar-centric, you didn't need Dimney to begin with. Who knows what they're going to do from here, though. Besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already seen any trailer for my own fan film, Captain America: The Taskmaster Trials, they're all on my channel now, and September 30th it releases. Besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.